I'm doing the weekly astrology for April 20th through 26th, 2025. Once again, I apologize for running a bit late with the weekly astrology. Many things have been in a whirlwind, and one of them was that I broke my finger. Needless to say, typing is a bit interesting with a splint on it, but I am figuring it out. This is a week of expression of the best and the worst. Fears that have haunted our thoughts seem to keep manifesting in the world, and it is as if there is much for us to consider, and what becomes clear is that we have to move from a place of congruency for ourselves, no matter what. April 20th, the moon in Aquarius, Venus conjuncts the North Node. The moon in Aquarius is asking us to think outside the boxes in our mind and open to very new ways of thinking and perceiving. Aquarius is a sign that wants humanity to progress not just towards war and hate, but to more integrated integration, understanding, and compassion for each other in our world. We are living in a time when the old guard is attempting to take away our independence and freedoms. We want a more peaceful solution, but often we have to go through terrible moments to recognize how far off the path we have come. The North Node and Saturn will conjunct, and it begs the question, are you any better off now emotionally and culturally? Are the choices being made promoting more peace and goodwill or less? Do you feel more secure or less? Saturn is a harsh taskmaster. It will always force us to face our actions and choices. Responsibility is its key word. We are being asked to respect the rights of others, but currently we are going in the opposite direction. Regardless of what the world does or doesn't do, the test of your moral character and personal spiritual clarity is in what you do, and if you make choices that are honorable. Speaking the truth and following through with our choices and decisions is of the utmost importance. Without those qualities, you will not feel as if you can make a dent into this current level of density. April 23rd, the moon moves into Pisces and the sun will square to Pluto. Whispers keep happening, and we are becoming attuned to a much more subtle level of awareness. For many, this will be quite scary. For others, affirming to what our gut has been trying to say for a while. What you notice is a mirror to your soul's shadow. Pay attention to what you become fixated around. If you do not like that reflection, dive deep and learn to recognize where you still have to grow and evolve. If you don't, you will find yourself moving into obsessive places, and that is a dark hole with no exit. The moon in Pisces will not let us ignore what is happening, and it will try to illuminate where we have allowed our mind to dictate our actions and take control from our soul's essence. We are in the sign of Taurus, and while it calls to us for our grounding and fully being here in this moment, safety becomes a really harsh lesson, and we cannot help but recognize how much of our reality is collapsing. This is making many desperate and nervous. Pluto is squaring to Taurus, and we are being forced to walk the paths that our shadows laid out and that our mind and ego denied. The god of the underworld is calling to us, and for many, it knows their names and weaknesses. For many, their arrogance is going to be exposing their now obvious vulnerability, and all that pomp and righteousness is going to wilt and wither over the coming months on the vines that were severed by their choices and actions. Seems that spiritual liberation might be the best outcome because of our loss of our old patterns of security and stability. What was once solid ground has become quicksand, and we are recognizing that the fears we denied are now going to have a living power over us, over those that choose poorly. There is clearly a crack widening in our world, and that is going to force us to restructure everything that was believed to be once solid and secure. April 25th, the moon goes into Aries. The moon in Aries makes us feel unheard. It makes those that feel unheard even more loud. It makes those that are upset even more angry. Violence is bubbling below the surface, and anything can happen. April 26th, Mars opposes Pluto. Do you know the story that you are creating by your actions and choices in this moment in time? Last November, this aspect hit, and notice what a drastic shift that was. The collective did a convulsive action that set us on a new course. Our relationships with others shifted, and we reprioritized what really matters to us. This aspect sets the stage for the month of May, and let's just say it is going to be a doozy. Power structures are going to be confronted on the inner and in the outer world. The desire to say what we feel is going to be strong, and there's a power of activation that is all about taking a stand and taking actions that will shift some of the things that are bothering us the most. Stay awake this week. Much is going to transpire. Thanks, everyone.